Well, when you first start looking for clamps, it's easy to see how you could spend a small fortune outfitting your shop. Nice thing is, you don't need a lot of clamps to do some great woodworking. I'm going to look at a basic set of clamps that'll get anybody started, and then how to add more power and capability as your projects get larger and you expand in your ability. And finally, a set of clamps that you can use for the tasks that these other clamps just won't handle. Now, the workhorse clamps in my shop are these bar clamps that you see here. I use them on just about every project I build. Now, when I first started out, of course, I couldn't buy a lot, so I just picked up some 6-inch, 12-inch, and 24-inch clamps. And I picked them up in sets of 4, because whether you're building a small drawer or even a large piece of casework, 4 is about the minimum number you need. Now, what I really like about these clamps is how sturdy they are. They feature these stout heads, and there's a heavy-duty bar that isn't going to flex when you apply clamping pressure. Now, to apply that pressure, these clamps features these square threads. They're actually Acme threads, and they're much stronger than the V-groove threads that you'll find on lighter-duty clamps. And finally, to get a good solid grip to apply that pressure, they feature these nice, beefy wood handles. Bar clamps work great for small projects and assemblies like this, but I find myself using them on even larger projects. But when it comes to gluing up small boards to create large panels like this top, or even a base assembly like this, you're going to need longer clamps. And that's where pipe clamps like this come into play. Now, you can buy pipe clamps that's already assembled, but what I like to do is buy the jaw assembly separately. That way, I can buy black iron pipe like this in any length I want. Then it's just a matter of taking that head assembly, threading it on, and what I end up with is my own pipe clamp, and if I have a lot of different lengths, I have a great collection without spending a lot of money. Now, there's another solution to that problem of creating longer clamps, and that's to use a coupler like this. Now, the coupler threads onto the end of the pipe, add another pipe to that, and you can create a really long clamp. Of course, there is a downside. Black iron pipe like this can weigh an awful lot. It can be a struggle on large projects. So the simple solution is to lighten up the clamp and keep the same lengths. And that solution to that is an aluminum bar clamp like this. Well, after you've built up your collection from basic bar clamps to pipe clamps and aluminum bar clamps, you'll have about 90% of your clamping needs taken care of. But there are some specialty clamps you'll want to consider for the rest. And for me, that started with a band clamp like this. Now, I like band clamps when I'm doing projects that have miters on them like this. Bar clamps, pipe clamps just won't work for that. So this band clamp with a long cloth strap and this metal ratchet assembly, you can fit it around your project, kind of pull it tight, get everything adjusted, and then to tighten things up and get the pressure, use this little wrench and tighten up the ratchet. Like I said, you can apply a lot of pressure. But if pressure is what you're looking for on any kind of project, one thing you might want to consider is some C-clamps like this. Now, a C-clamp can get a lot of pressure on a project, but the one thing you need to watch out for is these head assemblies here are kind of small, and they're going to dent a wood project, so you want to use some protective pads. Finally, the last clamp in my collection are these spring clamps like this. What I like about them is they're inexpensive. I can use them one-handed. I use them for attaching stop blocks to fences and for clamping small parts in place. As you can see, starting with some basic clamp set, adding to them with pipe clamps, bar clamps, and even specialty clamps, you'll have all your woodworking clamping needs covered.
Woodsmithplans.com. Hundreds of professional, high-quality woodworking plans right at your fingertips. Every single plan is presented as an easy-to-download digital package that includes pages of step-by-step instructions, full-color photos, illustrations, and exploded views, retail sources for hardware and supplies, plus a cutting diagram and materials list. Many plans offer handy video overviews and guides. Plus, we're proud to offer our plans in both standard and metric. Everything is here, from gorgeous heirloom furniture projects to handy shop projects and upgrades, clever, cost-effective storage solutions, as well as weekend projects and accessories that are great for gifts, all fully searchable and categorized for easy browsing. Woodsmithplans.com, everything you need for building fine woodworking projects.